You are listening to One Nation Under Crime, a historical, chronological, true crime podcast. Each week, we go through our nation's history and discuss cases from each year, starting in 1800. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Leah.
And this is another one of those episodes that, like, it just happened to come out on a day that I didn't plan it. I don't know how I do that. And I don't know how that happens. Like, remember back in October, all of our October episodes somehow ended up being like October themed. Like they were just like,
they were spooky.
Yeah. Like there was some element of all of them that had that in it. And it was just like kind of like funny. Like there was something in each of them. And then
we'll roll with it.
We had a few others that have come out. Also, this is coming out on June 20th. If you, well, by now you've known, June 16th, we came out with a special episode. If you have not listened to it, I would highly encourage you to. We were given a request that we've never done before. And it was not easy emotionally and mentally. And it brought up a lot of important conversations.
Yes.
And it is something that I fully believe could be solved. It is a current open case that is a murder that has not been solved. And the friends of the victim reached out, or one of them reached out and asked if we could do anything to spread awareness. And that was the best way we thought to do it. It, again, is something I believe could be solved. And it is a story that has twists. Like it's just one of those that it's like there's so many stigmas that come along with it that are probably reasons that it hasn't been solved.
Sure.
And it's frustrating. But it was a very good case. And I really hope that her friends who have listened to it by now, I hope they liked it. I hope it went well for them. I mean,
and we hope that there's a resolution to the case.
If not a resolution to the case, I at least hope that Jessica's story is helpful to someone. I'll say that.
Yes.
So if you haven't gone and listened to that episode yet, I would highly suggest it. It came out in our normal feed, and it was June 16th. So then back to today. So again, I said, this is an episode I didn't plan for it to come out today.
But it is.
It aligned with something. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to drop in that here. And that is that today is June 20th. So today is the official day that Juneteenth will be recognized across the United States.
Very cool.
We are discussing a case today that involves a Black man who is put on trial for the murder of another Black man. And there is uproar. This case, while not well known, surprisingly, sparked a much larger conversation nationally at this time.
Oh.
It was very interesting. And then, so I just found it interesting that it's coming out like the day that Juneteenth is being recognized in the United States, which is just like kind of cool. That this episode came out today. Like, I appreciate that Juneteenth is recognized, but like, obviously at the same time, like, you'll know, I don't. We had a whole Patty Cannon episode. Like, I already let out all my emotions in that episode. Like, I can't. But for those who are not aware and who don't like really know what Juneteenth is, that was the recognition of when basically the Emancipation Proclamation was officially like enacted everywhere. Like it kind of slowly trickled its way for a few, like for 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the recognition. That doesn't sound like a right word, but it is. Of of the day that happened. So just for anybody who isn't aware, and we're going to go ahead and jump into it. This is another week where we cover a special person.
Oh.
And this one was fun.
I like it.
I like this.
Am I going to like it?
Yes.
Okay,
you
good.
will. I really like that I decided to do this because we're like pulling out stories of people that we've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
But their stories are fun. Like they're like, oh, that's who did that? Okay. So our sources for this week, a couple of them are going to be like dissertations that I found. Yeah, it was this was a lot of research. And one of them is a pre-Civil War struggle against capital punishment, Charles Spear Concord in the case of Washington Good by Barry Pritzberg.
Oh,
that's the title.
Thank you, Barry.
Hub history. I did one last week. What was the last? Hushed in history.
Oh,
was one that we did last week. So hub history. Gotta love a good alliteration. And then another educational text is what I guess I'll say. Rites of Execution, Capital Punishment, and the Transformation of American Culture, 1776 to 1865 by Louis Masur, and Executions in American Culture, A Scaffold for Analysis by Eric Monconen.
Thank you, Eric.
Monkkkonen. That's what I'm going with.
Thank you, Eric.
And I believe it's Redex, which is like they're kind of like an archive for a specific newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a bunch of information from them as well, which was very helpful. So our births in 1848. I had to ask Leah before we recorded it. I just said the last name out loud and I went,
she's going to know.
And then she went, what? And I was like, I feel like I'm going to say this wrong.
And she said it wrong.
I did say it wrong because it's not like it's spelled. So March 19th, Wyatt Barry Stapp Earp. It should be Earp. That's how it's spelled. He was an American lawman and gambler in the American West, which included Dodge City, Deadwood, and Tombstone. He is one of the ones in the gunfight at the OK Corral. He's a Pisces.
Yep.
A lot of information on him. We were covering him eventually, so he's obviously not our study for today.
2 of my parents' dogs have names that come from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my sister's dogs has had a name from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
September 4th, Lewis Howard Latimer. This man should have a statue somewhere.
Oh.
I don't know if he does, he might, but he should. If he doesn't, someone should make it. He was an inventor and patent draftsman, so he would draft patents for other people. His inventions included an evaporative air conditioner. So again, statue.
Thank you for the air conditioner.
Statue. An improved process for manufacturing carbon filaments for light bulbs. Just that thing.
Nice. Yes. Thank you for light and air conditioning.
And again, thank you. An improved toilet system for railroad cars.
Oh, thank you for that.
Statues everywhere.
Very handy guy.
Everywhere. He was a Virgo.
We're cool like that.
September 29th, Caroline Ardelia Yale.
Nice.
She was an American educator who revolutionized the teaching of hearing impaired students.
Oh, I would be
I
very
know.
interested to know more about her.
Yes, there wasn't a lot of information. I tried, she was there's two people. Yes, there's two people that I also looked at covering. Surprisingly, not a lot of information, but
That's disappointing.
yes, she was very interesting. So she's a Libra. October 6th, Webster Clay Ball. He was a jeweler and watchmaker who founded the Ball Watch Company. When standard time was adopted in 1883, he was the first jeweler to use time signals from the United States Naval Observatory, bringing accurate time. He's also a Libra. Another weird. I did not realize this until now. The other woman that I almost covered, November 1st, also named Caroline. Caroline Still Anderson was one of the first Black women to become a physician in the United States.
Good for her.
I know.
I mean,
Love
a woman physician
Love
at
it.
this time anyway.
Of course.
But
But
I mean,
yes.
wow.
Yes. And she is a Scorpio. And then we have November 20th, James Murray Spangler. He was an American inventor, salesman, and janitor.
Spangler.
Who invented the first commercially successful portable electric vacuum cleaner that revolutionized household carpet cleaning forever.
Nice.
I mean, thanks, but housework. So
if I can get somebody else to do that stuff.
He is also a Scorpio. And then our deaths in 1848. February 23rd, John Quincy Adams, the 6th president of the United States. March 29th, a man that we have talked about a few times, John Jacob Astor. He was a German-American businessman, merchant, and real estate mogul and investor who made his fortune mainly in a fur trade monopoly by smuggling opium into China. So there you go. He also invested in a bunch of real estate around New York City. May 18th, William Alexander, oh goodness, did not look up his name. Leidesdorf. Yes, Jr.
Nice. Junior.
He was one of the earliest biracial Black U.S. citizens in California and one of the founders of the city that became known as San Francisco.
Well, there you go.
When they say biracial, they are not kidding. Like, I don't mean that in a way of like, no, I mean like seriously, 5 different, like both of his parents were biracial already. And then they had him. So he had like Haitian, like, I mean, it was such a long list of things when I clicked on him. Like they're not kidding when they say like he was Black and then also biracial other ways as well. So it was
So
just,
it's multiracial, not just
yeah,
biracial. I mean, it's multiracial.
So it was very interesting when I clicked on him and I was like, oh wow, that is a lot. Like, but it was super interesting. So, and then August 30th, Simon Willard died. He was best known for inventing the 8-day patent timepiece that came to be known as the gallery or banjo clock. Your husband and my boyfriend, my boyfriend, I know his answer. Your husband would likely have the same similar answer because I know him. And yes. If you had to guess what horology is, she just rolled her eyes. What would you think that is? And I will just let your mind wonder about what my boyfriend said.
I mean, I know off the cuff exactly what the boys would say.
Yes. But what do you think
I would think
be?
it would have to do with plants because horticulture is plants.
You would be on the right train of thought, but on the right, on like the total wrong track.
Okay, so tell me.
The study of time.
Huh.
Yeah. And he goes, no. So we are going to get to our interesting person of the week. His name, Lamarcus Adna Thompson, or L.A. Thompson, as he was also known. He was born March 8th of 1848. He's a Pisces. He was born in Jersey, Ohio, to his father, Adna, and his mother, Nancy. Later in Thompson's life, he became a skilled carpenter. He designed and built a butter churn and an ox cart by the time he was 12.
Nice.
He attended Hillsdale College in Michigan and then worked briefly in the wagon and carriage business. Later in 1873, he operated a grocery store in Elkhart, Indiana, and it was there that he designed a device to manufacture seamless hosiery.
So you don't have it going up the back, the leg.
Yep. While the business made him a small fortune, he had to stop due to his declining health. Thompson was known as a businessman, but first and foremost, he is known as an inventor, and it is not because of his invention of seamless hosiery. Lamarcus Adna Thompson is known as the father of gravity and more widely credited as the father of the American roller coaster.
Ooh.
So, I saw that one and I was like, what?
I like, wait.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Isaac Newton.
Yeah. So you'll see. It is said that L.A. Thompson was inspired by a trip to the hills in eastern Pennsylvania, where a railroad line running through Carbon County had been converted from a coal transport to a tourist attraction. The Mauch-Chuk Switchback Railway was an 18-mile, mostly downhill course that featured a 2,300-foot-long, 665-foot-high drop at the end. The railway was a rousing success with tourists who came by the thousands to ride it every year. His idea was to capture the essence of that, but in a smaller scale. He acquired over 30 patents related to roller coaster technologies. Thompson's work was built upon an earlier patent for an inclined railway by John G. Taylor. An example of one of Thompson's well-known inventions is the patent granted on December 22nd, 1884 for the Gravity Switchback Railway, which opened at Coney Island. It was a 6-mile-per-hour ride. Calm down. And it cost 5 cents to ride. Thompson was making $600 a day.
Wow.
It cost 5 cents. 5.
That is a lot
Yes.
of rides.
In 1887, along with designer James A. Griffiths, he opened the Scenic Railway on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The Scenic Railway concept initially was intended to give riders a scenic view of the surrounding landscape. Later, he created elaborate painted backgrounds and scenes so that riders could feel that they were touring the Swiss Alps or other foreign landscapes. He went on to be the managing director of the L.A. Thompson Scenic Railway Company in 1985. His scenic railways were extremely popular in the 1900s, and his company operated 6 major scenic railways at Coney Island alone. Dozens of scenic railways operated throughout the U.S. and in Europe. Each version of the scenic railway was more elaborate than the previous, containing more and more visuals. The most notable was the installation in Venice, California. It opened in 1910. The track ran among artificial hills, lights, and replicas of temples, foreshadowing attractions that would be built by Disney.
Cool.
Eventually, the scenic railway was overshadowed by faster and more thrilling roller coaster rides, which were made possible by improvements in safety technology, which
Yeah.
obviously.
I mean, you know.
In 1915, L.A. Thompson retired to his home, well, his sprawling estate
Yeah.
called Thompson Park in Glen Cove, Long Island, where he died in 1919 at the age of 71. When he was asked once his reason for his invention, he said, "Many of the evils of society, much of the vice and crime which we deplore, come from the degrading of natural amusements. To substitute something better, something clean and wholesome, and persuade men to choose it, is worthy of all endeavor. We can offer sunshine that glows bright in the afterthought and scatters the darkness of the tenement for the price of a nickel or a dime."
Aww.
This was the same time that like Western towns, those towns were like booming. So he was basically like, well, I'm not into that. So I'm going to make a ride.
Yeah.
So that was his whole reason for
I
making
love it.
So yeah.
Okay.
That was
so,
L.A. Thompson.
question.
Mhm.
Your first roller coaster ride.
Oh, I don't even know.
Like your first like roller coaster ride. Not like kiddie ride, but like roller coaster.
Probably the Rampage.
So you
Visionland.
were like how old?
Oh, I probably.
Who are you with?
I think a family member.
So it wasn't vivid to you and you loved it. It was great.
It was fine. I do recall, my mother is waiting on me to bring up the story. I can feel it. I do recall the first time I rode an upside down roller coaster.
Uh-oh.
It was the first time I ever went to Disney World. And we went to Universal Studios for the day.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk had just opened.
Oh, that is a beast. It is awesome. It is a beast.
That was my first upside down roller coaster.
Oh.
I cried when I got off of it.
How old were you?
12, 11, 12. So there was another ride. It's been turned into, it's now a Harry Potter ride that has two lines. You can either get in the red or the blue line.
Okay.
It used to be called the Dueling Dragons.
Okay.
And obviously Harry Potter like took. But that's where like Hagrid's hut is, and you can like walk all the way through the line. It's really cool. But so there was this ride called the Dueling Dragons that was after that, and you had to choose fire or ice. Well, I was terrified after I got off the Hulk. So for those of you who don't know, this is not a roller coaster that like you go up the hill just like
No.
It's like a slingshot. It's like it is insane.
My husband may have said an ugly word once we got all strapped in, and he's like, "Oh, what have we done?"
Because it truly is. And that was my very first like memorable like upside down roller coaster. And so the Dueling Dragons was like not far. So we went to the Spider-Man ride. Then we went to, of course, Dudley Do Right's Brookville Rapids. And then there was the Dueling Dragons. And this was like way before Harry Potter World.
Right.
And like it hadn't even been thought of yet. The first movie just came out.
They didn't even know.
No.
They didn't even know.
No. So my mom was like, if I don't get her on another one, I'll never get her on one again. Because I was terrified. So she's dragging me. And I am not saying that metaphorically. Dragging me onto this next roller coaster. I am crying hysterically. Like, I don't want to be there. I'm so scared. Like, think of what I just got off of.
You weren't
like,
prepared.
No. And so I remember my mom looking at the ride attendant and going, "She's fine." I was like, I'm not fine. So she gets me on the roller coaster. Anyways, So that was my second ever upside down roller coaster. And it's one that's like, it goes slow up to the top. Like you go up to the top and then it's a nice like little upside down coast down. Like then you go into your, like it's a normal roller coaster.
The Mindbender was my first upside down.
Oh gosh. Well,
I think it's the Joker now at Six Flags. Is it the Joker now? I think that's what it is now.
I think it's still the Mindbender. I think they just use the Joker as it's like
that was my first upside down. And
so
I love it.
So yeah, I got off that ride.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ride it again. Yeah. So that's how that went.
Well, my first big roller coaster was the Scream Machine at Six Flags.
So his original, like the original roller coasters were all called the American Scream Machine.
Yeah.
Because that's what that was one of his nicknames, was the father of the original American Scream Machine.
I love it.
So yeah, I was just like, what? So his rides are like basically what Disney like modeled It's a Small World after. Like that's what they modeled all of that after, because it was his idea to be like, what if people didn't have to go to the mountains to see the mountains? Like that was his whole. And so I just thought that was so, I was like,
what a neat idea.
I never thought, it's one of those things that it's just like an assumed thing that's there. And you never think of like, who came up with that? And then you're like,
yeah,
interesting. So that's that. Now, June 28th of 1848, Thomas Harding and Washington Good had an argument over a handkerchief that was given to Mary Ann Williams. Later that night, Thomas Harding was dead. This week, we are back in good old Boston, Massachusetts. We talked about Boston in depth just a few episodes back in episode 51, America's First Sleepwalking Killer. So there isn't much for us to dive into regarding Boston, obviously.
NKOTB.
Right. But there is a specific area that we need to learn more about. That is Ann Street, and it is in the north end of Boston, Massachusetts. Today, it is known as North Street, but at the time of our case, it was known by the more crude name, the Black Sea.
Oh.
This was an infamous neighborhood at the time of our case, and it formed a bit of a red light district. Or pleasure district. We talked about this in a previous episode as well, but the red light district gets its name from red lights that were used as signs on brothels. The area of Boston at the time had so many things. They had brothels, taverns, inns, and jilt shops.
Jilt shops?
Jilt. Jilt shop.
Care to elaborate?
A jilt actually means a harlot.
Interesting.
Or a woman who gives hope and then dashes it. So today, people would call this a tease. It was also more commonly referred to sex workers who would get men, like literally the movie Hustlers, would get men drunk, take their money, and then never perform.
Gotcha.
But they would convince them that they had because they were drunk.
Nice.
So,
I mean, like I've heard of someone being jilted.
Yes.
But
a jilted lover. So yeah, like you teased them like into thinking that you loved them. Like it,
but I didn't. I was like, I need more explanation on that because it's not working. So gotcha.
But at this time, jilt shops were saloons, dance halls, gambling dens, or brothels, all kind of like rolled into one. So it's like all 5 parts at Disney World, but one.
Wow.
So, but it seems like in this context, it's a dance hall of the adult variety.
I gotcha.
So, the specific area known as the Black Sea was created to be segregated from the rest of the city. Kind of as like, here's where, there's the Shadowlands. Like, that's basically what it was. Like, everything the light touches is ours, Simba, but we don't go over there.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically like what it was kind of created as. Over half of Boston's brothels were located in the area. Ann Street cut straight through the neighborhood, and it ran from Vinyl Market down an old drawbridge right into the rest of Boston's North End and ended at the wharfs. On December 4th of 1834, Ann Street was widened to connect Merchants Row and Blackstone Street. The area lay about 10 minutes by foot from Boston's banking and commercial center. The Black Sea was known to be subject to occasional police raids, but they conveniently left the brothels alone.
How convenient.
Mhm.
I'm sure it was for a price.
Or maybe people didn't want their names getting out.
Well, like I said, I'm sure it was for a price.
By 1851, the area was at its height of popularity, and the police patrolling the area estimated there were 227 brothels, 26 gambling dens, and over 1,500 places to purchase liquor,
Goodness.
all in that little area.
I mean, you couldn't turn around without finding somewhere to get into something. Kayla. You just made me sound so dirty, and I didn't mean it like that. Oh.
Oh, God.
You need to go back and delete all
No,
that.
I will not be deleting
I
that.
didn't mean
That-
it that way.
That was
I am
priceless.
so, guys, I am so super innocent in all of that. I just meant that you could get into trouble. She is filthy.
Oh, God.
The
that was
vein
so
is
funny.
standing out on her forehead.
It's
She's
so
laughing
funny.
so hard. She is horrible. I try to keep these standards high here on ONUC. It's really hard.
Says the woman who brought up the muff debacle in our first episode.
I mean,
Episode
it just slipped out.
1.
It just slipped out. And you know how totally ashamed I was when it happened.
Episode 1.
I know.
No one believes you right now.
And then reptile dysfunction.
Yeah. So
But that one was totally innocent. I really, that one was totally innocent.
it was not us.
It was.
Anyway. Oh, gosh, that was funny. Okay. The Boston government organized a series of raids called the Great Descent. The first raid alone resulted in 86 gamblers being arrested. Officer Edward H. Savage described the final phase of the Great Descent. Quote, "On the eve of the 23rd of April this year, we made the Great Police Descent in Ann Street, capturing some 160 bipeds."
What?
I'm just disappointed that they did not catch 160 bipedal tailless beavers, but whatever. It's fine. They were punished for piping, fiddling, dancing, drinking, and attending crimes. To which my next question, what were they fiddling?
Stop it. Stop it. Keep it clean.
And who was piping what?
I'm taking your glass away.
This is like literally
Young lady.
1.5 glasses of wine. So that's not the wine, it's you.
I'm not
God, that
done
that should be a t-shirt.
anything.
It's not the wine, it's you.
Guys, I'm sorry. Kayla at ONUC.
Anyways, this raid involved around 50 day officers and 50 night officers. Move on. I'm just saying, night officers sounds like a really good name for a company that might dispatch in-home dancers to
Well,
called the Night Officers.
it could.
I mean, they both wear uniforms.
This is true.
Anyway, in all, 60 men, including 35 brothel keepers and 95 women who were mostly sex workers, were arrested. After the Great Descent, Boston was eager to try and relabel the area quickly. And in 1852, Ann Street was renamed to North Street.
So they thought just renaming the street was going to just...
Yeah, it's fine.
Dun, da, da, da.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
did it work?
I don't know. Get Boston on the phone.
One sec.
Just Boston. Just Boston.
Okay.
That's it. Washington Goode was born in 1820 in Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. I tried to find a specific date, but couldn't.
Alas and alack.
Yeah. There is some discrepancy in regards to the date and place of Goode's birth. Goode claimed to have been born in Pennsylvania, but his uncle George Myers claimed that Goode was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and was 28 in 1849, which would have made his birth year 1821. Anyways. His uncle also claimed that 15-year-old Goode accompanied him to Boston in 1836. And after settling in the city, he began working as a servant on board ships that sailed from Boston. He eventually fought for General Zachary Taylor, who would become our 12th president, in the Seminole War, which was also the Florida War, which in turn means that Goode served under Andrew Jackson. George Myers rarely saw his nephew while he was in port back in Boston because Goode preferred to hang out in the north end of Boston, known as the Black Sea. The reason I said earlier that this name is problematic is because there are a couple of reasons that it could have been named the Black Sea. I'm saying could have been named the Black Sea because I couldn't find like a reason for why it was called that. First, it was like a seedy part of town that the authorities just kind of turned their back on, right?
Yeah.
Second is that this portion of town was the neighborhood that immigrants and Black Americans lived in.
Yeah.
I can't find anything that confirms the reason behind the name, but from context and everything I read, that was kind of what I gathered.
Yeah, it was derogatory no matter how you look at it. It
seems derogatory, however, because it is by, I don't know. That's what I'll say.
It's the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, and so that's what the name of it was called at the time. Let's see. At the time of our case, Goode was serving as a second cook aboard a steamship, the William Pease, and the main cook on a sailing ship, the Nancoke. Sure. Not at all. Yep. Even though Goode was
sure.
Yeah. Even though Goode was out to sea most of the time, when he did find himself in town, he spent time with his girlfriend, Mary Ann Williams. Something interesting about Mary Ann Williams is that she was friends with another man named Thomas Harding, who also considered Mary Ann his girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
But even more curiouser, yep, that's the term, is that Mary Ann was actually married.
Oh my gosh.
So, there we go. It's unclear whether both men knew that she was married, but both men did know about the other.
Did Mary Ann's...
We'll get there.
Okay.
Then on June 28th of 1848, Goode confronted Harding about Mary Ann because Harding had given Mary Ann a silk handkerchief.
Very kind.
This wasn't the first time that the men had argued over her, but it would be the last. But the events that occurred next are debated and highly circumstantial. This is what was printed the next day. I will also go ahead and say I took some words out of this and replaced them with other words because I'm not saying them.
I don't blame
So
you.
there's that. So it's an abridged quote, I guess we'll say.
There you go.
Another murder in Boston. All in caps, exclamation point.
There you go.
A case of murder by some secret assassin who dealt his deadly blows and then fled occurred in Richmond Street in Boston last night. The man killed was named Thomas Harding, a young black man and a steward of a vessel. At about 11 o'clock, Harding was called at a house in Richmond Street just below Ann Street to inquire for a shipmate. Upon being told he was not there, he turned to go out and had put one foot upon the street steps. Yep, street step. Guess that's the thing back then. When he received 2 stabs from some unknown hand, one of which was over the left eye and was 1.5 inches in depth. The other was in the back near the spine. Harding fell back into the entry, saying that he was murdered and died almost immediately. Another black man named Washington Good has been arrested on suspicion of being the murderer. Good and Harding had some trouble about a girl, the former being jealous of the latter. It is said that Good had threatened to take Harding's life.
Oh, my.
They had some trouble about a girl.
Yeah.
All right. It would, but yeah, I would also like to note here that in this article, Harding's last name, Harding, just like Harding, everybody knows how to spell that, say it, is continuously misspelled as Harden. Like, okay.
Get it together, guys.
All right.
Get it together.
Since Good was seen arguing with Harding just before his murder, it's not hard to see how the connection could be made that he was to blame. The coroner's jury concluded that it was in fact a murder, but that the evidence towards Good was completely circumstantial. It didn't seem to matter because Good was indicted for the murder of Harding on July 3rd. The case began in January of 1849, and it was conducted by the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts. Samuel D. Parker was the prosecuting attorney for the case, and if that name slightly rings a bell, it's because he was the prosecutor in the sleepwalking killer case as well.
Huh.
Mary Ann Williams testified in the trial and said that she did in fact have a husband who had been out to sea for 2 years, and that she had been entertaining the company of both Good and Harding. Mary Ann stated on the stand that when Good found out about the silk handkerchief, he took it and tore it up into pieces. But she was deliberate in making sure she made the court aware that, quote, he said nothing about doing anything to Harding then or at any other time. There were 16 witnesses called to the stand. Even though not a single person saw the murder take place, the prosecution said, quote, there will be no room for doubt that the prisoner did the deed. Okay. Joseph Gilmore testified that Washington Good had told him he would kill Harding for taking Mary Ann Williams from him. Dennis Drummond said that he had heard cries of murder shortly after Good left his place at 2 Richmond Street. Henry Foreman reported that a guy told him, quote, this night I intend to make Rome howl. Okay, I don't. And
it
after
must be an allusion to some literary work or something that we aren't aware of.
He saw a man going down the street whom he thought to be Washington Good. Isaac Barrister, quote, saw a man resembling Good after a scuffle on Richmond Street and believed it was God's voice he heard, but he couldn't swear positively.
Oh, okay.
John Harris reported that a knife was missing from his dance hall. Rufus Butler said that he saw a knife in Good's belt and that he saw Good slap Mary Ann Williams. And finally, Julia Harris, who lived across the street from where Harding was murdered. She said that she heard blows struck and saw a man running away. who, quote, judging by his clothes, was Good. However, the cross-examination did not go well for Julia Harris. The defense, I put in parentheses, in a My Cousin Vinny moment, concluded that Julia was nearsighted and wouldn't be able to make out Good at a distance, or anyone for that matter.
The Utes.
Yeah. The Boston Post devoted one paragraph to each of the 16 witnesses and their coverage of the trial, but they only allowed 20 lines total for the defense.
Oh.
Every piece of evidence in the trial against Good was circumstantial and hearsay, which, if anybody's been following the Johnny Depp trial, we all know what hearsay is by now. The judge gave the instructions to the jury for 3 hours. I did say 3 hours.
Whoa.
How long did the jury deliberate? 35 minutes.
I was going to say 3 minutes.
The judge lectured Good for an hour and a half regarding the, quote, intemperate habits of the prisoner, of his ungodly associates, of the dens of crime which he visited. Then on January 15th of 1849, the judge handed down the verdict of guilty before sentencing Washington Good to death, and that his life afforded, quote, no hope of a commutation of the sentence.
Oh.
Good's execution was to take place on May 25th. Even though an appeal was tried, it wasn't helpful. Interestingly, at the time of Good's trial, there was a national debate taking place regarding the death penalty and capital punishment. The trial ended up serving as the beginning of a rally in Boston to push for an abolishment of the death penalty. Meetings were held in several Massachusetts cities and towns in support of Washington Good, with a committee appointed by the Massachusetts Society for the Abolition of Capital Punishment to advocate on his behalf. Lawyers, politicians, writers, ministers, reformers all pushed to change the death penalty laws so that Good would not be sentenced to death. And they spoke out against the injustices involved in capital punishment. There were over 24,000 signatures gathered to get Good freed.
Oh, my.
The petition now lives in the Concord Library archives. One of the names signed to it, Henry David Thoreau.
Oh, wow.
That guy. And his entire 15-member family.
Wow.
All signed it. Governor George N. Briggs refused to commute his death sentence. Upon his execution, Good swore to his innocence. And the night before his execution, sorry guys, bit of a trigger warning here, he attempted to complete suicide, but was saved by the prison doctor. The next morning, it was raining as Washington Good was led to the gallows. By 10 a.m., he was pronounced dead. His body was then turned over to his uncle, George Myers, who took his body back to the house to prepare for the funeral. Over 1,000 people paraded through the tenement housing where Good's body laid and escorted him to the South Burying Grounds where Washington Good was laid to rest in the city's tombs.
Wow.
People were protesting at the execution. It was like, I'm surprised they still did it. It was bad. Like, it almost caused a riot because people were like, one, this is circumstantial, which, let's be honest, at this time, it's also very surprising that they were pushing as hard as they were because Washington Good was a black man.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody, like everyone was keep in mind, his execution was in May.
Mm-hmm.
His sentencing was in January.
Yeah.
His appeal was in March. That quickly is how quickly everyone got on board and were like, no, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay. And it's crazy. And his execution was like, people wanted it called off before it happened. But when it happened, it's like all bets were off. Like, people were furious because they were like, they saw it as an injustice. They were like,
Yeah.
there's no evidence. There's no this, there's no that. And furthermore, like capital punishment shouldn't be a thing. Like we shouldn't be doing this. An eye for an eye is not a thing. Like this is not how we do this. We do not stoop to the level of a murderer. We are no better than them. And like it was this whole like moral conversation. Like even at the time, ministers were jumping in who like were the original creators of like the eye for an eye kind of thing because the Bible. But it's like all these people gathered together and were like, no.
And the lawmakers were like, we're going to make a point.
We're still going to do it.
Well, we're going to make a point with this case.
Yeah. So the story of Washington Good has been immortalized, though, even though no one's heard of it.
Yeah.
Because in 1891, a man by the name of Herman Melville died and left an unfinished story behind called Billy Budd Sailor.
Huh.
It was acclaimed by critics as a masterpiece when a transcribed version finally surfaced in 1924, and it has been placed as the second best piece of literature Melville wrote, only beaten out by Moby Dick. The novella is about Billy Budd, a handsome sailor who strikes and inadvertently kills his false accuser, Master-at-Arms John Claggart. The ship's captain, Edward Vere, recognizes Billy's lack of intent, but claims that the law of mutiny requires him to sentence Billy to be hanged. Billy Budd has been adapted into film, a stage play, and an opera. But why did Melville have so much interest in this case? The judge in the Washington Good case, Lemuel Shaw, was also the same one in the Sleepwalking Killer case, Chief Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court and one of the most important jurists in 19th century America, was Herman Melville's father-in-law. And that's the story of Washington Good.
Wow.
So it was just interesting that this was the one that came up today.
Yeah.
Like just, just like it was another move. Like it was just another like, no, we're not. No. And it is interesting. And this was another case that was surprisingly hard to find information on that wasn't in like a scholar text that I had to go find. I mean, like, and we talked about that, like some of the ones that I have found lately that are like the Monoton trial. Like,
yes.
Really?
Yes.
How is that not more well known? Like, how? And it's just so crazy that there's cases like this that just aren't known. And this case is like really what sparked the entire, like, there was a debate about capital punishment, but this is what caused the outcry.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there was there was an actual person to, an event, a person to tie this back to.
And keep in mind, the Sleepwalking Killer case was just a few years before this, that both the judge and the prosecutor were also on that case as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Albert Tyrrell got away with it.
Yeah.
And so people compared the two cases and they were like, he admitted to it and y'all let him go. This guy is saying he didn't do it and there's no evidence he did it.
Yeah. There's just circumstantial.
You're putting him to death. Like it was very much this entire just outrage that started in the city. And like 24,000 signatures. Like this was not online. Like you had to go door to door to get signatures.
Yeah.
Like they had to hustle to get these things.
Yeah.
This was not
in a short amount of time.
Very short amount of time. How many years did it take to get how many signatures on the Declaration of Independence? They got 24,000 done in how many months?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like it's.
Of course, this wasn't tyranny against a king,
right? Well,
I'm just saying.
Don't. So it was an interesting case, but yeah, Herman Melville drew inspiration from it. And so he is immortalized.
That's pretty cool.
So it is very interesting. A lot of people don't know Hub History is actually, no. Redex is actually where I got all the information about it being written about Washington Goode. That was like where I got all of that because it wasn't anywhere else. Even on the Wikipedia page for the novella, like, wasn't there.
Huh.
So it was just very interesting. But yeah, the judge in the case was Herman Melville's father-in-law.
Very interesting.
It's always interesting how many of these people connect.
Yeah, how it ties back.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So very curious.
Now
Well,
you know.
we have a website where you can find any and all ONUC information you were looking for.
We are online.
We are.
Unlike the petition.
We're on the online. And we would really appreciate it if 24,000 of you would go give us a 5-star review. That would be great. So if y'all could do that, like.
And become Patreons.
I'm just saying my birthday is coming up.
Yep.
So if
Best
y'all
birthday
could
present.
get on that, that'd be great. Just saying that'd be fantastic. If you love our podcast as much as we do, recommend us to everyone you know.
Yep.
That would be fantastic.
Or people you don't know. I mean,
that is very true. Even people you don't know. Make a new friend.
In line at the grocery store, at the doctor's office, making your dermatologist appointment, waiting in the waiting room.
Very true. All these things you can do.
In line to ride a roller coaster.
That as well.
I mean,
which you have almost done. Not a roller coaster, but you were in line when you recommended our podcast in Disney World.
Yes.
So there you go. Full circle moment.
Yes. And I did make friends in line. I always make friends in line.
Yes. And as Leah said, we do have a Patreon where you can go help with the cost of making and hosting the show. We would greatly appreciate it. We also appreciate you guys sticking with us again for another episode of One Nation Under Crime. We will see you here, same time,
different crime,
next week. And remember, there isn't always liberty and justice for all, especially here.
Nope.
Just here.
Nope.
We will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.